Have you ever wondered if there's something different about the way your mind works compared to everyone around you? Something that sets you apart, but you just can't quite put your finger on. Most people miss these signs, but today changes everything. I'm going to reveal the hidden markers that separate truly intelligent minds from the rest, and what I discovered might surprise you. Let's dive in with Brainwise. Point 1. Pattern recognition. Let's start with something you probably do without even realizing it. You see patterns everywhere. Other people look at random events, but you connect the dots instantly. This isn't luck. It's your brain working differently. When others see chaos, you see order. You notice trends before they become obvious. You predict outcomes based on tiny clues. Someone mentions a problem, and you already see the solution forming. You spot coincidences that aren't really coincidences. You link events across time. You see the bigger picture, while others focus on single details. This pattern recognition is automatic for you, and that's just the beginning of what makes you different from everyone else around you. Point 2. You question everything. Here's something interesting about how your mind operates daily. You can't accept things at face value, ever. You always ask why, then why again. Most people stop at the first answer, but not you at all. You dig deeper every single time. You challenge assumptions that everyone else accepts. This drives some people crazy, honestly. They think you're difficult or argumentative, but you're just curious, genuinely. You want to understand the real reasons behind everything. Surface-level explanations feel incomplete to you. They leave gaps in your understanding. You need the full picture, always. You question authority respectfully. You examine traditions critically. You don't reject ideas automatically. You just test them thoroughly. This intellectual curiosity separates you completely, but wait until you hear what this really means about your intelligence level.
Point 3. You're comfortable being alone. Intelligent people actually enjoy solitude, and here's why that matters. It's not antisocial at all. It's strategic thinking. You use alone time to think, create, and recharge your mental batteries. Your mind needs space to process everything. Others need constant company and validation. They fear silence desperately, but you embrace it fully. You do your best thinking when nobody's around. You solve problems in quiet moments. You generate ideas during solo walks. Solitude isn't lonely for you. It's productive time. It's where breakthroughs happen naturally. You don't feel the pressure to fill every moment with social interaction. You choose quality over quantity in relationships. You value deep connections. You skip shallow small talk. This preference for meaningful solitude reveals advanced self-awareness. But here's the twist nobody talks about.
And the next sign is something that might make you uncomfortable, but it's actually the strongest indicator of all. Point 4. You adapt quickly. When life throws curveballs, you pivot fast, without hesitation. You don't panic like others. You adjust immediately instead. Other people resist change and fight against it with everything they have. You embrace it naturally. You see opportunities in disruptions. This flexibility isn't common at all. It reveals something powerful about how your brain processes stress differently. You're mentally agile always. You switch strategies mid-course. You abandon plans that aren't working. You're not attached to specific methods. You care about results only. When circumstances shift, you shift. You don't waste energy resisting reality. You accept it quickly, then you adapt faster. This makes you resilient automatically. You bounce back from setbacks. You learn from failures. You pivot without ego getting in the way of progress. Point 5. You're self-critical. This one might sting a bit, but stay with me here. You're your own harshest judge always, constantly. You see flaws others miss. You spot mistakes immediately after. This isn't negative thinking at all. It's clarity and precision. You hold yourself to higher standards than anyone else could. While this can be exhausting sometimes, it pushes you further than most people ever go in life. You review your performance constantly. You identify areas for improvement. You're never fully satisfied. You always see room to grow. This self-awareness prevents complacency completely. You don't coast on past achievements. You don't rest on laurels. You keep pushing forward. You keep raising your standards. This internal pressure drives excellence naturally. It creates continuous improvement automatically. Point 6. You learn from everything. Every experience teaches you something valuable and practical. Every conversation holds hidden value. Every mistake is a lesson you absorb. You extract knowledge from places others ignore completely. You're a learning machine, basically. You can't help it naturally. Random conversations spark insights for you. Failed attempts reveal better methods. Criticism shows blind spots. Success teaches what works. You're always in learning mode. You ask questions constantly. You take mental notes. You connect new information to existing knowledge. You build frameworks mentally. You categorize and organize automatically. This creates a compounding effect that separates you from the crowd dramatically. Your knowledge base grows exponentially. Your understanding deepens continuously. And this creates advantages that multiply over time in ways others can't match. But the next 3 signs are where things get really interesting, because they involve how you interact with others. Point 7, you notice body language. You read people like books, effortlessly and automatically. Their words say one thing clearly, their body says another entirely. You catch it instantly. You see the micro expressions flashing across faces. You sense the tension in rooms. This makes you almost psychic to others who don't understand. But really it's just observation, careful and constant. You notice crossed arms, you spot fake smiles, you detect nervous gestures. You read eye movements, you sense energy shifts, you pick up on tone changes. You see when people are uncomfortable. You know when they're lying. You sense when they're holding back. This gives you an edge most people don't even know exists in social situations. You navigate conversations better. You avoid conflicts earlier. You build trust faster through understanding. Point 8, you think before you speak. While others blurt out thoughts immediately, you pause deliberately. You process everything first. You consider consequences carefully. This makes you seem quiet sometimes to people. They mistake it for shyness. But you're actually running simulations in your mind constantly. You're predicting outcomes of different responses. You're choosing words carefully for impact. This is strategic intelligence in action, pure and powerful. You don't fill silence with noise. You speak with purpose. You value substance over speed. You rather be accurate than fast. You think about how words land. You consider different interpretations. You anticipate reactions. You measure twice, speak once. This deliberate approach prevents regrets. It builds credibility. It makes your words carry weight when you finally do speak up. Point 9, you see multiple perspectives. Here's a rare skill that sets you apart completely. You can argue both sides of any issue convincingly. You understand different viewpoints without agreeing. You don't judge positions. You analyze them objectively. This confuses people who think in black and white terms. They ask where you stand. They want clear answers. But you're already 3 steps ahead, seeing angles they can't imagine existing. You understand conservatives and liberals. You see management and worker perspectives. You grasp teacher and student views. You hold opposing ideas simultaneously. You explore nuance deeply. You resist false binaries. You question either-or thinking. You find truth in contradictions. This cognitive flexibility is rare. It prevents dogmatic thinking. It enables better problem solving through understanding. Point 10, you connect unrelated ideas. Your brain makes weird jumps that others can't follow easily. You link concepts from different fields naturally. You see how history relates to technology. You connect art to science seamlessly. These mental bridges create innovation in unexpected ways. They spark creativity automatically. They solve problems others can't crack ever. This is associative thinking, and it's genius-level processing happening constantly. You're reading about biology. Suddenly you solve a business problem. You watch a movie. You gain relationship insights. You study music theory. You understand mathematics better. Everything connects for you. Nothing exists in isolation. You build these bridges unconsciously. You synthesize information across domains. This cross-pollination of ideas generates breakthrough thinking that specialized experts often miss. Now we're getting into the hidden markers I promised, the ones that even psychology experts often overlook.
Point 11, you're curious about random things. You go down rabbit holes constantly without any specific reason. You research strange topics nobody else cares about. You wonder about everything you encounter. Why is the sky blue, exactly? How do languages evolve over centuries? What makes people laugh genuinely? Your curiosity is insatiable and never-ending. It's exhausting sometimes. It's wonderful always. And it keeps your brain sharp in ways formal education never could achieve. You explore topics with no practical value. You learn things you'll never use professionally. You collect random facts. You study obscure subjects. This intellectual wandering isn't wasted time. It's mental exercise. It builds neural connections. It creates unexpected insights later. Your random knowledge becomes useful eventually. It helps you solve problems creatively. It makes conversations interesting naturally.
Point 12. You delay gratification. You can wait for better rewards patiently and strategically. You sacrifice now for later benefits. You understand compound effects deeply. Others want instant results always. They need immediate satisfaction. You play the long game instead. You invest time wisely today. You build for tomorrow consistently. This shows impulse control and future thinking clearly, and it predicts success better than IQ tests ever could measure. You save money instead of spending. You study instead of partying. You practice instead of performing prematurely. You prepare instead of winging it. This patience isn't passive waiting, it's active investment. You're building foundations, you're creating leverage. You know delayed rewards multiply. You understand exponential growth. This temporal intelligence separates achievers from dreamers completely.
The last 3 signs are the most surprising of all, and number 15 completely changed how I view intelligence. Point 13, you embrace being wrong. When proven wrong, you don't get defensive at all. You get excited instead. You found a better truth finally. You update your beliefs immediately. You evolve constantly. Most people cling to being right desperately. They protect their ego fiercely. You cling to being accurate instead. There's a difference here. It's huge, actually. And it shows intellectual humility that's incredibly rare today. You thank people for corrections. You appreciate opposing evidence. You change your mind publicly. You admit mistakes openly. This isn't weakness showing. It's strength demonstrating. You value truth over ego. You prioritize growth over comfort. You see being wrong as learning. You treat corrections as gifts. This mindset accelerates your development. It prevents stagnation completely. It keeps you growing forever. Point 14, you think in systems. You don't see isolated events happening randomly around you. You see ecosystems functioning together. You understand cause and effect chains clearly. You predict ripple effects before they happen. When someone shares a problem, you see the whole web of connections instantly. You understand complexity naturally. You navigate it effortlessly. This systems thinking is what separates strategists from everyone else completely. You see how pieces interact. You understand feedback loops. You spot bottlenecks quickly. You identify leverage points. You trace problems to root causes. You don't treat symptoms only. You address underlying structures. You think in networks. You see interdependencies. You map relationships mentally. This holistic view prevents short-term thinking. It enables better decisions consistently. Point 15, you feel different. Here's the final sign that ties everything together perfectly. You've always felt slightly out of place everywhere. Not in a bad way. Just different somehow, like you're observing life while living it simultaneously. This meta-awareness is actually metacognition happening constantly. It's thinking about thinking itself. It's consciousness examining itself curiously. And it's the ultimate sign that your mind operates on a different level entirely. You watch yourself think. You analyze your reactions. You question your assumptions. You examine your biases. You're aware of being aware. This creates distance from emotions. It enables better decisions. It prevents reactive behavior. You're both participant and observer. You live and analyze simultaneously. This dual awareness is rare. It's powerful tremendously. So there you have it. The signs you're smarter than average. Now you know how to tell if you're highly intelligent. These traits of highly intelligent people aren't just random. They're patterns. They're markers. You've learned the early signs of high intelligence and how to spot intelligence in others too. Maybe you recognized yourself here. Maybe you didn't. Either way, understanding these behaviors of highly intelligent people helps you grow. Intelligence isn't about being better than others. Remember that. It's about continuous improvement. So keep questioning everything. Keep learning constantly. Keep adapting always. That's how you know you're truly intelligent. Thanks for watching Brainwise. Subscribe,